I don't know what that fuzziness is. It can only be my beard.
It's your mic, because you have it attached to your headphone.
Yeah.
So it rubs up against you.
Yeah. I just want people to know I don't like rubbing things up against me.
You always rub things up against yourself.
Tom, shut up. You mentioned balloons and I will kill you.
Balloons. Oh, yeah, you had that balloon fetish thing, didn't you?
That was on the TV, Channel 5.
No, in uni, when I first met Matt, he was raving about balloon porn, where people just rub themselves all over with balloons.
If you go in Burger King, there's plenty of balloons in there, and Burger King's a lot of fun. You know.
That's why you go to Burger King.
Yeah.
That's
McDonald's
probably why I don't go to Burger King. I don't go to either.
You're missing out on a lot of fun, Tom.
What? McDonald's smells and tastes like shit. And the one time I got a burger from Burger King, it was so mayo, it made me feel sick.
Oh, you got a bit of mayo. It'd be dry, if not.
It was more than a bit. It was like mainly mayo.
Well, then you should say you asked for a burger, not mayo.
True. But then I would have said spuds. I remember one time I wanted something light, so I'd just go for a chicken mayo sandwich, thinking there'd just be a bit of mayo in it. My God, it was mainly mayo.
Are you criticising spuds?
Okay, I know you love spuds, right? But you have got to know it's not exactly the healthy option.
That place is perfect. I don't care what anyone says.
To be fair, I was so surprised when it cleaned itself up last time we went. Like the chairs the walls were painted, there was paintings on the wall. I think that happened because they lost you and they wanted to entice you back.
Well, it worked.
Well, that one time, you've not gone back since.
True, but I've got mitigating circumstances there. I can't go to Spuds every day anymore.
Yeah, I do also, because, I don't like to eat alone. Actually, I have eaten alone in a restaurant, cafe, once. That's it. That's the end of the story.
Wow.
Did it once, and then I was just like, oh my God, I can survive without other people.
Yeah.
And then I haven't done it since.
See, for me, it's the need over company. If I'm hungry, I'll eat.
Yeah, but I could just get food on the way home.
Yeah, but it's Spuds. I don't care if someone's with me or not. Okay, what are we going to talk about now, then?
You know what? Before we started recording this episode, I was watching that new show, Riverdale. Do you know what that is?
Really, Tommy?
Yeah, you love Riverdale because it was based on the Archie comic books. So you totally know what that is.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to tell me about them.
Yeah, I don't need to go through that because you definitely know what it is. But funnily enough, in this episode, they mentioned Josephine Baker.
No, they didn't.
Seriously, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And a few weeks ago, Timeless, they had Josephine Baker in it.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what Timeless is as well?
Yeah, it's Timeless.
Of course you do. It's a very big shock for me when I was writing my notes for this episode and I heard Josephine Baker in the background.
Yeah.
And I was like, who? Like, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. That's incredible. Talk about coincidence.
I know, talk about coincidence. Not a segue whatsoever because it actually happened.
No. I like how Timeless seems to be how we're finding a lot of these subjects that we're doing our podcast.
Yeah, but my problem is now because it hasn't done too well with the ratings, I don't think it's going to get renewed for a season 2. Yeah. So I'm just like, how am I going to find new episodes now? How am I going to learn about historical figures now?
I know. It's almost as if books didn't exist, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, I'm sorry, if Timeless gets cancelled, that's it. The show's over.
Yeah.
This show, I mean, as well as Timeless.
That means your education will be over.
I know, right? I guess iZombie is back. I mean, we could do episodes based around a zombie. Prominent zombies in history.
Oh, where would you begin with that? There's so many.
I don't know.
Yeah. I really hope they don't cancel this Timeless.
Yeah.
I'm more for your well-being.
Trump, she might be a zombie. She seems a bit brain dead most of the time.
That's a bit harsh.
She doesn't seem to do anything or express anything. It might be the Botex or it might be her brain. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she did marry Donald Trump, so she must be a bit of an idiot.
Possibly. Or
actually, maybe she's smart. She clearly married him for the money. She clearly doesn't actually like him. So, like most of the world.
Yeah, she's his biggest critic, I bet.
Oh, no, she doesn't speak out against it because, she needs the money.
I mean, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, in the bedroom.
Yeah.
No, again, no, she'd fake it. Because, I mean, she might agree with the rest of the world that he's a moron, but, you know, she has no dignity, so...
We all have to fake it while he's in power.
I don't think anyone's faking it. I think people really don't like him and they vocalise it.
True. Oh, I think it was in the news. I think that was what all the protests were about, weren't they?
Oh, I thought they were gatherings for people that supported him. Were they protests?
Oh, yeah. Because
I'm pretty sure
so
the ones
many
that said
people
they were
there.
protests were fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they can't have happened.
Yeah.
That was all rubbish.
Yeah, no, it was totally fake news. These protests are totally fake news.
Yeah. They were just going on about how much they want that wall and stuff, you know.
Yeah. It's funny how anything that's like even a little bit, you know, supportive of Trump isn't fake news.
It's a bit like a kid, kind of really, just saying that's rubbish.
I just find it funny that George W. Bush, he partook in an illegal war that has killed no one knows how many, really, because of the ripple effects and stuff. Even he's calling Trump an arsehole. Like, it's something if George W. Bush is calling Trump an arsehole.
Yeah.
Next, we'll have Kim Jong-un saying that he's a dick.
And he's just killed his brother, so... Well, it's half
Yeah, pretty
brother.
much. He assassinated his own brother.
In the weirdest way possible.
Yeah, what, like women and an umbrella, right?
Yeah, and some poison kind of thing in it. That's how people assassinate each other these days.
Yeah. See, iZombie did that first, so I think they've gotten their inspiration from iZombie. So I think it was season 2. There was an assassination attempt, and the guy had an umbrella and a needle coming out of it, and he was going to stab someone as they were leaving a courtroom. So they literally got their inspiration from iZombie. They have a Western influence in their lives.
That wouldn't surprise me, because his dad, the one that died a few years ago, he used to love American films. So I can imagine them watching American stuff and getting ideas.
Yeah, I love how they hate America and all their values and stuff, and they're so enamoured with it. And the one that was assassinated, he was taken out of consideration for being the new leader because he wanted to cross over to Japan to go to Disney World.
Aww.
All he wanted to do was go to Disney World.
And meet Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that?
And
as
there's
world
another
leader?
brother, and apparently he's quite feminine, which is why he's not even he wasn't in consideration.
Yeah, sounds like a messed up family, to be honest.
Yeah, but I would assume, like, he's a dictator. Wouldn't he have, like, concubines everywhere so he could have, like, millions of children ready to take over?
Yeah. He doesn't come across as like most other dictators do.
Which one? The one that died or the one now?
The current one.
That's isn't it? Sorry. It's not like I called Josephine Baker Barker, okay? So,
yes,
get
it
over
is.
yourself.
It's offensive. It's offensive to the guy, Kim Jong, and he's going to be mad at you now while he's listening to this.
Why wouldn't I want to, like, offend him, who oppresses his whole nation and lets them live in famine and squalor?
Look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying he'll be offended, and it's your neck on the line. That's all I'm saying.
Do you really think they're listening to us in North Korea? I know we said it before. By the way, if you are in North Korea and listening to us, don't worry. If we get a North Korean listener, we are not going to mention you because we don't want you to die.
No,
because I'd quite like to keep the North Korean listener.
Yeah, we need all the listeners we can get, so stay alive, North Koreans.
Even if they're in North Korea.
Yeah, we're on your side.
The episodes we've done over the past year, we've basically turned away probably half of American listeners.
Yeah.
But, you know, some of them were listening to hate us, which is fine because it's still a download, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, hate us away. I mean, there's no one that hates ourselves more than us.
Yeah, and if you really want to hate us, you can always email us at thedogseduction@gmail.com. And the Twitter and the Facebook shit.
Yes. Spread the hate.
Yeah, spread the hate to us, because basically, if you send us hate, we discuss it between ourselves and laugh at you. Pretty much, that's what we do.
Yeah, we're nice people.
Except we've only had that, like, one comment, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the YouTube video for the Jameson family.
Oh, complaining
some guy said something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Wasn't it something to do with the fact that we were doing a video of an audio?
Yeah, and even though we're called the Dog Seduction Podcast.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Oh, and someone called us immature, but actually that was you lot,
but
not
that's
me.
actually true, so...
I wasn't in that podcast.
Yeah, but that's... I love how they called us immature in that episode. We were actually had our shit together that episode. We've become immature, more and more immature over the last couple of years. But in the Jameson family episode, really?
It's clear to me, though, that I've brought maturity to the podcast. That's my role here.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We seem to have drifted off from Josephine Baker a little bit there.
How did we do that?
We started talking about North Korea somehow.
And Timeless and zombies, Melania Trump, Donald Trump, North Korea. Clearly, that's just like a clear link there.
Yeah. Josephine Baker.
Josephine Baker.
Shall we begin then?
I think there's something we need to do first.
Oh, yeah. I did that deliberately.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Tarmin, please put in the intro music around here. Like, look at where I'm pointing. Matt, point for Tarmin, future Tarmin.
Yeah, I'm pointing.
Okay, just here. Okay, then.
Where we talk about stuff.
You're not going to say
Okay, you can stop it now. I said stop, fucking idiot. She's an idiot.
Tarmin. Yeah,
fucking stop now. Pardon?
Nothing.
Did you say something to future Tarmin because she's being an idiot?
No, I wouldn't say anything.
Such twat she is sometimes. Like, sometimes future Tarmin edits stuff to make you look stupid as well.
I can totally believe that she's a twat, to be honest.
Yeah. It's not the harshest thing I've been called.
Well, I'll try and think of worse then.
I said shit in work in front of the head nurse, and then she was just like, I can't believe you just said that. I'm sorry, are you not around any other minute of any day? I say a lot worse.
Oh, God, she's one of those people that thinks you're innocent, isn't she?
Yeah.
That's just...
There's quite a few people that think I'm innocent, and then I start talking.
Yeah.
I've got that look, I think. I look like I'm all innocent and sweet, and then I open my mouth and it's just like, fuck, shit, cunt.
See, I never thought, I always thought you were a degenerate from the first minute I saw you, so, you know.
What did you see the first minute you saw me that made you think I was a degenerate?
You just get that vibe off people.
I thought you were a drug dealer.
Yeah, well, I was.
Or drug user, one of them.
I was both of those things back then, so, you know.
You never offered me anything.
It's too good to share, to be honest.
Stingy git.
And you were degenerate, so this made it worse, so, you know. you would have been really down the drains back then.
I'm trying to think of another segue to get us back to the point.
Do you know who wasn't a degenerate?
Who?
Josephine Baker.
Who's that?
A woman. Do you want more?
Woman. I mean, is she also known as, like, Frida Josephine McDonald, maybe?
Possibly. I haven't got that.
That's an actual name and you haven't got it written down.
No, I've just got Josephine Baker was born. And then blah, blah, blah.
She was born Frida Josephine McDonald.
Well, good you were here, Tarmin. That's very good. Hopefully you'll make some more contributions later on.
Literally, that's literally all I've got written down.
Oh, thanks.
It's fine, I'll try and help you best I can.
Right, you can go to sleep now, Tarmin. So. Right, Josephine Baker was born in St. Louis, Missouri. I think Missouri.
I think it's St. Louis.
St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Oh, this is the thing about Louis Armstrong. Some people say it's Louis, some people say it's Louis.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it's St. Louis because they said it in Supernatural many times.
Ah, well, St. Louis, whoever pronounces it, whatever. So Missouri, into a family of French, African American, Native American, and Jewish descent. So there's a bit of everything there. At age 12, Baker had to drop out of school to work full-time under such ghastly conditions that she chose to rather be homeless, which is...
I'm glad I'm in this episode, Matt.
Why?
I keep calling you Chris. She was 8.
I've got 12.
So, okay, how about I start with the beginnings of her life? Because I've got those written down.
Okay, you go.
Okay, so her birth was a bit sketchy. She was definitely born to a Carrie McDonald, who was of African descent, but she was born in an exclusively white hospital because at the time segregation was around as well. So people thought that was weird. And not only was she just born there, they stayed 6 weeks. Her mother stayed there 6 weeks, which is unheard of because usually I'm just going to go for black. I don't call them African American. We're in England. Black mothers, they would give birth at home with the help of midwives. Her father is claimed to be a man called Eddie Carson. That's what Carrie McDonald, that's what Josephine Baker, they told everyone. But because of the stay in the hospital, people believe that her father was actually a white man. Because Carrie McDonald, at the time that she got pregnant, was working in a white German household, which would explain how they were able to afford to stay at a exclusively white hospital.
Yeah, makes sense, that does.
So Carrie and Eddie were entertainers while Josephine was young, and she made her stage debut at age 1. I know.
Young.
He brought her out on stage in like the final moments of their act. At 1 year old, she made her stage debut. They didn't really earn much money from it, and they separated eventually, and she remarried. To earn money, to help the family earn money, Josephine bussed on streets at train stations and la-di-da, and eventually had to quit school at 8. I'm pretty certain it was 8. And become a maid, a domestic servant, and she was abused, she was burned for making little mistakes, and I think you're confusing the age with her changing her occupation from maid to waitress, because she became a waitress at around the age of 13. So that might be it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were right, she did eventually become a street child because she didn't want to live at home or do all that bullshit. Because I think the stepfather sent her out to work and they had many more kids after her and more mouths to feed. I'll carry on then to my last couple of notes.
Okay.
She married Willie Baker, who was actually her second husband, at the age of 15 in 1921. And that's where she got her stage name from. Eventually, she divorced him in 1925 after joining a black vaudeville group. Now you can take over.
Yeah, well...
You're so lucky I was here.
I was going to add that for 3 years, she lived in the slums of St. Louis, earning money by dancing on street corners.
Yeah, that's basically what I meant when I said she was a street kid.
Yeah.
And I also said that she busked.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, Matt. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm just going to add. And, as you said, talent was noticed, and she joined that vaudeville troupe you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This was during the height of the Harlem Renaissance in New York. So her career really started to take off, and she started performing in Broadway as a dancer and singer. Her dancing and singing was noticed by talent agents of the time, and this led to her being invited to France to open at the Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, however you say that, in 1925.
I love your French accent.
Yeah, thanks. There she started an erotic one-woman show that soon became world famous, and she toured Western Europe with her show and was a success in every country.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that she was the first person of African origin to become, like, world famous.
Yeah, and she literally was world famous. I think she was popular everywhere, wasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was mainly in and around Europe because she didn't really want to perform for segregated audiences in the US.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she was world famous.
Europe was where she really made, I think, a lot of her career.
Yeah. I mean, she was on stage and screen.
Yeah. Yeah, she starred in European movies, and she starred in an Offenbach opera, which is, quite good, I guess. Oh, yeah, because it was at one of the most prestigious opera houses in Paris, so that's got to be quite something. And she was admired by artists and celebrities, including F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, Pablo Picasso, and Christian Dior.
Matt, wouldn't you have loved to have been in Paris in, like, the 20s to 40s?
Apart from the 40s.
Apart from, like, the war, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
The culture.
Yeah. Oh, there's loads of great
stars, Yeah, artists flocked to Paris.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool to be there. A lot of there's that Woody Allen film. Oh, what's it? Midnight in Paris?
Yeah, Midnight in Paris. I actually really like that film.
Yeah, and there's there's loads of other people there as well that sound really interesting. But I wouldn't have liked to have been there during the French Resistance.
Yeah, maybe not involved in the war.
Yeah, the Nazis. And, yeah, they're not so good.
Yeah, I think we always forget that because that's like our favourite era, but then we always forget that the wars were going on then.
Yeah, and there was, I think, a depression as well.
Yeah, there was also... No, it wasn't just a depression, it was called the Great Depression.
Yeah.
It was a big one. We romanticise it too much.
Yeah, if we were rich, we would have been fine, probably.
Prohibition as well.
Oh, well, I don't...
But could you imagine going to an old school speakeasy? You know what that is now because I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I would like that kind of thing, I think.
Like in the new the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Well, there was a bit, because it's set in the 20s. Well, I don't know, I can't remember the year it was set, but it was set around that time. But they featured speakeasies as well, wizarding speakeasies.
Oh.
It was brilliant.
That does sound quite cool, that does.
Don't go into it thinking that it's a Harry Potter movie, because it's not.
No.
It's in that world, but it's not a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, that's good. Right. When the Second World War broke out in 1939 and German forces subsequently occupied France in 1940, Josephine was really quick to volunteer to spy and work for the French resistance.
Because at this point in time, she'd already renounced her US citizenship and became a French citizen.
Yeah, because she was living there by that point, wasn't she? I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah, and she'd married a Frenchman and divorced a Frenchman.
Yeah, and I suppose some, French heritage as well, so she might feel a certain kind of connection to the cause. I mean, you probably feel a connection to the cause without being French, but...
Americans didn't, until later on.
But there's always people who kind of helped out. And there were some English people who helped out in the French resistance.
Oh, I just meant the war in general.
Yeah, okay. Basically, what she did to help the cause was by attending parties with a lot of the high-ranking Axis officials. And what she was able to do was kind of subtly interrogate these officials, but disguising it as gossip or just, trying to kind of make conversation at these parties. And here she was able to really kind of learn some important details of what the Axis were doing at the time. And she was able to immediately kind of pass these on to the contacts in the resistance. She also used her status as a celebrity to get kind of false documents for members of the resistance and Jews who needed to flee France for fear of being deported to one of the camps. She was able to smuggle information and messages by music sheets and stuff like that. It was all kind of invisible.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was her idea, but it was a very smart idea.
Well, clever idea, whoever it was, and it was clearly worked. One of the other things she did, which I think kind of shows her dedication in a way, she also smuggled important information and messages from France to Morocco or Spain by hiding the messages in her underwear. That's pretty dedicated, I think.
Yeah, it is. But
it's got to be uncomfortable.
Well, was it just pieces of paper?
Yeah, paper cuts.
If you position it correctly, I mean, there wouldn't be paper cuts now, would there?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's got to be uncomfortable.
Possibly.
That's not going to be the most comfortable thing. Anyway, she kind of relied on her celebrity status to avoid strip searches, which clearly worked because she was never found out. So she relocated to Morocco in 1942, and she entertained a lot of the French colonial troops, urging them to join the forces of the Free France government in London and not serve the Vichy government that was the collaborationists with the Germans. And she was quite successful in doing this. She also, I think I read, she travelled to Egypt as well at one point and wouldn't play for an Egyptian concert unless the Egyptians, who were neutral at the time, to make some sign of allegiance with the French. So, and that worked.
She had such big balls, not an insult, as in a good way. because she was a woman in that era. Not only was she a woman in that area, but she was a person of colour in that era.
Yeah.
She had fucking balls, man.
Yeah, especially when you consider the time as well. I mean, if she'd been found out, she could have been executed. So that's pretty gutsy. Yeah, and she went to Morocco, and I think, can't remember if it's the king or a prince or a duke or something of Morocco, actually came like a good friend of hers and comforted her during one of her many miscarriages. The slight tragedy of she had lots of miscarriages, from what I understand. She was never actually able to have any children of her own, although she did adopt something like 14 children, wasn't it?
Yeah, she had quite a lot.
Yeah, so she adopted a lot more than Madonna.
It feels like, to me, it's probably for purer reasons than Madonna.
Yeah.
Because Madonna clearly did it for publicity.
I think she genuinely wanted to help people.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was also reading, one of the first things she did after the war ended in Europe was she went to visit one of the concentration camps. Buchenwald, I guess, because German sounding. They pronounce the W's as a B. That's the only reason I'm saying
Buchenwald.
that. Yeah, could be Buchenwald, but I doubt it. Yeah, and she just spontaneously put a performance on for some of the liberated inmates, or former inmates, I should say, by that point. And according to eyewitnesses, both British and American, the former inmates were overjoyed at this performance, and it must have been a real kind of sense of the liberation for them as well.
Yeah, because what entertainment? They would have no entertainment before. I mean, they just live in fear and oppression.
It's not actually true, actually. They used to play music a lot.
Really?
Yeah. It's quite well known, actually. Well, not that well known.
Clearly, because I don't know it.
No, well, they did, but they also they got people to play music because some of the people were being led into camp. So I wouldn't necessarily say entertainment. But they did have, like, music, not just during that time. After the war, she became one of the first American women to receive some of the highest honours that the French state could give. I'm not going to say them because they're...
It's one of them is Croix de Guerre, which is the Bravery Award. She also got the Chevalier of the Légion d'Honneur, which means the Legion of Honour Award.
I can say Le Rosette de la Résistance.
What does it mean?
A rosette of the resistance, I guess. Master translations there from me. Yeah, and these are all given to her by Charles de Gaulle, who was the figurehead of the French resistance. I think they knew each other. I don't know how well, but I think they got on quite well together.
I'd get on with her.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone did, by the sounds of it. Apart from Germans, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they'd like her so much at the time.
Italians, maybe?
Yeah. There was things with Italians, because Italians were a lot of her, I think, whom she targeted at these parties.
Yeah. I know some shit, don't I, mate?
I guess, yeah, you do. She wasn't just involved with the French resistance, though. She was involved with the American Civil Rights Movement. She protested racism by adopting 12 multi-ethnic orphans as her legal children. That's what it says here, so 12. I thought it was 14, but it's only 12, apparently.
All I know is there was a shit ton.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the double digits.
Yeah. She also forced clubs, theatres, opera houses and other cultural venues to open themselves to an integrated audience. This is either by refusing to perform there or simply by buying the establishment and changing the audience guidelines, which I love. That's a great idea.
I'd love that.
She also started working closely with the NA... How many A's did I say?
A. I think it's 2, isn't it?
NAACP. And that was by using her wealth and fame to bring attention and fight for the cause. This, in turn, led her to being one of the only official female speakers at the 1963 March on Washington, where she spoke alongside Martin Luther King Jr. And this was wearing her Free French Army uniform and her medals as well. She used this opportunity to introduce what was called the Negro Women for civil rights, and she encouraged Rosa Parks and Daisy Bates to go to the stage and give brief speeches. By the time of 1968, she was such an icon to the civil rights movement after Martin Luther King was assassinated, his widow, Coretta Scott King, approached Josephine to become the unofficial leader of the movement. I don't know if she's living in America at this point, but she refused.
I think she mainly lived in France.
Yeah, and I think for a mixture of reasons as well. It's one reason's posited that because of her young children at the time as well, she decided not to take up the offer.
Yeah, she's not like Mia Farrow or Angelina Jolie or Madonna.
No.
She seems like the real deal.
Yeah. As per her personal life, she was married several times.
Only 4?
I just said several times where I was reading.
Only 4?
Only 4, which is not as much as
But 2 of them were when she was really young, so that might have been outside her control.
Yeah. Well, when you marry at 15,
that probably was outside her control.
Yeah, I'm not sure I don't think you'd necessarily choose to marry at 15.
No, that was her second marriage at 15.
Bloody hell.
She'd been married before that.
Jesus.
For like less than a year.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was her mum putting pressure on her. Because her mum wanted her to make it work with the second husband.
Yeah.
And wanted her to give up her dreams of like entertainment and stardom and settle. And that's what happened, though, when they were young, especially a young black woman in that era in the US. I mean, they need some support, and the families were bigger.
Yeah.
The sooner you can get them married off, the better, really.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it's what happened for years, so, you know.
It still does sometimes. Well,
some places. She apparently had affairs with women like Frida Kahlo, the artist. Mexican, I think. She died when she was 68. I don't know what year that would be.
It was the 12th of April, 1975.
Ah. Yeah, at her funeral, she was the first American woman to receive full French military honours at a funeral. So I think a lot of her work during the French Resistance was, you know, really admired, and I think they loved her over there.
She didn't have to do it. Let's just remember, she didn't have to do anything. She could have easily fled back to the US if she wanted to. Yeah.
I mean, even, like, some French people collaborated. Like French, there was a guy called Jean Cocteau, and he collaborated, and he was an artist and filmmaker. So, yeah, she didn't have to do any of that.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even Ian Fleming's like the real-life James Bond.
Really?
Well, yeah, he did a lot of work during the wars and stuff.
Yeah.
For British intelligence.
Oh.
Unless Timeless was lying to me.
I don't know.
Timeless has been right so far, so...
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's the font of all knowledge, so you shouldn't doubt it, really. Yeah.
Maybe we should do an Ian Fleming episode.
Yeah. She had several places in France and the US named after her, and... so there's some people say she should be remembered as one of the most outstanding women of her time in show business, which I wouldn't disagree with.
It's just not just in her time. Could you imagine someone in show business now doing anything that she'd done? Just anyone in any facet of show business. No, they can all talk the talks, but like when it comes to the actual action, none of them would do it. Yeah, and she really kind of paved the way for African American women as an important civil rights activist as well. She was really important in the fight against racism, inequality and injustice. And obviously in the French Resistance, he was very, useful in the fight against the Nazi regime. So overall, sounds like a real great woman. She's like a proper hero to many. Yeah. It's not just the French cause. She was doing the civil rights and everything and changing people's perspectives on black folk. Also, being an erotic dancer, it'd be very easy to just be, like, kind of glanced over as well. Not take you seriously. Yeah, and have people look down on you. Yeah. To actually kind of, break out into the mainstream. Yeah, and not just let that define her as well. I think that's pretty incredible. And she managed to become the lead, the vedette or whatever it is. Vedette, that's it. The lead of these acts and theatre shows and performances rather than be shoved into the background. Yeah, she wasn't, forced to do a lot of these things. Yeah. So she was at the top of her game in her occupation, as well as, morally. Yeah. So all-round hero, I think, or heroine. Yeah, she's a proper hero. You call it. There's no mystery here. Yeah. I was hoping there would be. I was hoping we'd find something in, the spying that we could latch onto, but no. No mystery here, just telling a story. Yeah. But what a story, though. Yeah. Are you glad that I told you about her? I'm much knowledgeable.
Yeah, it's better than, like, a mystery in some ways.
I mean, no, I like the mysteries we do, but sometimes it's better to change it up.
Yeah.
Which we always seem to be doing anyway.
I just think if there's a mystery, she would have done something bad.
Possibly. But, like, when I heard about her, I was hoping she'd be something involved in one big part of it. But it's nice to know that she was consistent throughout the Second World War with the French Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you laughing at me getting all my episode ideas from Timeless and TV shows when you didn't fucking know about her. So why are you taking the piss?
If I would have learnt her, I would have learnt her from the internet, which is much more...
When? How would you have leapt onto that Wikipedia page? Without me telling you, look up Josephine Baker.
Look up the French Resistance before. I would have found her eventually.
Eventually? You can't find something you're not looking for.
I would... no, if I hadn't found her during looking up the French Resistance, I would have definitely found her looking up erotic dancers, so...
That's true. Yeah. I can't.
You can't.
Yeah. Like, actually, it's quite funny. So the Wikipedia page for a vedette, she is the photo.
Vedette?
Just her.
Is it?
Yeah, no one else, no other photos in it, just her.
Ah. How do you spell that?
So she's an icon of it. It's VEDETTE.
Ah, right. No, it's just because there's someone else who's involved in the war called Odette, I think. She got shot by the Nazis. She was a woman who was, during the Second World War, she was a spy or something like that, and she got shot. She was executed. They found out about her, and she got shot.
Oh, maybe we'll do her next week.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not next week.
It's not quite as cheerful as this one, necessarily.
I mean, she at least got to live, Josephine actually at least got to live until 68.
Yeah. If Josephine had one thing going for her, it was her celebrity in a way. Whereas a lot of these spies, they didn't have the celebrity to kind of necessarily fall back. That's not kind of denigrating anything Josephine did, but one of the reasons why I think some of these spies were a little less...
No, she had more access.
Yeah.
And was more trusted because of her celebrity.
Yeah. But so...
Yeah.
We'll do Odette another time then.
Yeah. Maybe next week we could do someone else. I'm assuming it might be... The next subject might come from Timeless, who knows? Maybe we'll do Katherine Johnson.
I've got a couple,
Or we could do Judith Exner. What?
I've got a couple, actually, if I can find a piece of paper that I wrote the things on.
Oh, and also, did you manage to look up Paul Jennings?
I did, yes. It's a slate.
Sounds interesting, didn't it?
Yeah. I didn't think we'd want to do that one just yet, because we only just did the Bass Reeves ones, didn't we?
I know, it seems like our own personal Black History Month. I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Which we could have done during actual Black History Month.
Yeah, this was unintentional. See, we don't have to take time out in our year to support Black history because we do it all year round.
Yeah. Just to go back to Trump quickly. Did you hear what he said about that Frederick Douglass guy? I think it's Frederick Douglass.
No.
He's the one he said.
Okay, listen, I've started to try to tune him out because everything he says is fucking idiotic.
Yeah, and this is idiotic what he said. He's talking about this, great guy, Frederick Douglass, who kind of fought against slavery, done loads of things. Trump's way of commemorating was to say he did a brilliant job.
I know about this.
He did brilliant things.
Yeah, I know about that one. He's such a fucking idiot. He has speech writers and advisors, yet he's still a fucking idiot.
He's so ineloquent. That's the least of his problems, though.
I'd like to take this time to, speak to Sweden and just say that the whole world is thinking of you after that horrible terrorist attack that happened a few weeks ago. I mean, it was awful. It was awful. And also, apparently, the reported rape has, tripled or is the highest in Europe. I mean, that's news to me because I saw the stats and it seems to be, on the low end. But,
I don't know. It makes sense to me. Well, watching all that Verlander and stuff like that. God. And the killing and I know that's Denmark, the bridge and stuff like that. Always going on.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like an awful place to be. Like an awful place to be. You know what, Sweden, we're all here for you. Right, Brexit or no Brexit. Actually, Sweden isn't part... No, that's Switzerland. Okay. Yeah. Sweden, we all feel you. We feel your pain.
We feel your people.
We're not racists. Yeah, for your people. Because Matt loves Wallander, so we support the Swedes.
I love Swedish people.
Yeah, we endorse the Swedes at the Dork Seduction.
I didn't mean to say that so creepy. Sweden, I'm coming for you.
You could take that in many ways, Sweden.
No, I meant I'm going now at some point.
We saying that ages ago that we're going to go to Sweden because it was like, it looked cheap as well.
I'm going there at some point in my life.
Yeah, but we both discussed going there.
Yeah, we will go eventually.
Do you not remember our conversation?
Yeah, I remember that conversation, but we'll go eventually.
Yeah, we will.
We'll do a podcast.
And we're going to go to Aberystwyth. Oh my God, we should do the podcast from the road. It'll be brilliant. We are now in a hotel room where someone was murdered. We'd be like proper reporters then, wouldn't we? We'd actually do our fucking research.
I'm not sure about going Aberystwyth though. I get car sick when I drive into Wales, so we'd have to fly there or something like that.
What do you mean drive into it? How many times have you gone?
My cousin used to live there.
Okay,
I've been 2 or 3 times.
You've moved about a bit, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I didn't live there personally, but I've been there.
Whereas I moved from central London to Greater London, and that's the farthest I've gone.
Whoa.
I'm not saying I haven't gone to places.
You're jet setting everywhere, aren't you?
I've been on a plane.
Oh, well done, Tom.
I've been to other places, but just for shorter periods of time.
Well,
I mean, we went to Cambridge for that few hours.
Oh.
I've been to France on day trips. I've been to the Americas.
You need to stop.
I've been to the Bangladeshis. What?
You need to stop. You've been too many places, Darman.
Yeah, do you want to know the last time I actually went abroad, though?
A few years ago, I guess.
It was about... What year was it? I don't even remember. How old am I now? About 7 years ago, almost. Getting on to the 7-year mark.
Wow.
That's the last time I went abroad.
Quite a long time ago, actually. Mm.
Yeah, because like I became an adult and I had to start paying for shit myself. It's a lot harder to do whatever you want when you have to pay for it yourself.
Yeah. No, I didn't go for abroad for a little while. From like 16 plus. Until...
You went to Italy.
Yeah, but
you went to Italy though.
That was only 3 or 4 years ago. I went through a few years where I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I've not even been to other nations like in the UK. I've not been to Ireland. I've not been to Wales. I've not been to Scotland.
I drove over the border to Scotland. It's a cracking story. We were driving, we moved over the border, and then we drove back.
Is that literally it? So you could say you went to Scotland?
yeah, pretty much. I've been banging on to my client how I hadn't been to Scotland, and we were staying in the Lake District at the time. And we went to visit Hadrian's Wall, and then we went over the border.
Do you know where I want to go?
No.
I want to go to Stonehenge.
Really?
Just because apparently a lot of weirdos go there, don't they? Like druids and stuff, they hang out there.
Yeah, that's why you want to go there?
Yeah, I want to see the druids.
So you can fit in?
I'm not a druid.
I can imagine you as a druid. You'd have to grow a beard, but, you know.
That's easy. I just stop shaving for a day.
Really?
I get an 11 a.m. shadow, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been particularly fussed about going to Stonehenge for some reason. You've seen it so much. I think that's it now.
Yeah. Oh, just before we sign off, did you realise women get hair on their nipples?
I did not know that. I'm not looked that
I didn't either. So now I think I'm weird.
Really?
Apparently women get hair on their nipples. Not every woman, but it's a thing that I didn't even know about.
I did not know about that. My life's been enriched by knowing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll use that knowledge at some point in the pub quiz or something like that.
I just thought I was a freak for about 5 minutes. I was like, where are my hairs?
So you've just been looking for hairs then?
Pretty much. I was talking to Lana and I was like, I'm trying to look for a hair, but I can't find one.
Wow. The conversations you two have must be interesting.
Yeah. Join us next week when we'll be talking about another subject from Timeless. Who knows? It could be Ian Fleming or Catherine Johnson or Judith Exma or I don't know, some of the other ones. Exma or Emma or Ema or, you know, JFK's mistress. Her.
Oh, no, I don't know. I just like the name Exma.
I don't know, it's Exma or Ema. All I know is there's an E and a M in it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's something in the middle.
I'm calling it Judith Exma now, whatever.
Exma, yeah. or one of the many other things that are in Timeless. So, Americas, if you're listening, campaign for the renewal of Timeless or the Dork Seduction ends. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
That's definitely going to keep them going.
Also, campaign for the renewal of Sleepy Hollow, because I also learn about history from that. I had no idea who Paul Jennings was until Sleepy Hollow.
You should also campaign for bringing Hannibal back as well.
Yeah, but, I mean, it doesn't teach me much about history, but yeah, I like Hannibal. You should also... Actually, you don't need to campaign to keep Supernatural in the air because it's never going to die. But that's how I learned how to say places in America.
Ah.
Because they travel a lot.
Mm.
Because they go from city to city hunting monsters. So they have to say their names of the cities a lot.
Yeah. I was probably thinking of the island, St. Louis. That's why I probably...
I'm pretty sure it's St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, that's probably where I got Louis from.
Mm. Yeah. So this was actually a fairly short episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. In actual fact, listeners, it was about 2 hours long, but I fucked it up, Josephine Baker, for like the whole episode and we had to re-record it.
Yeah. When did you fuck it up?
I called her Josephine Baker, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For like an hour, I was calling her Josephine Baker, and then you were just like, oh, why are you saying Josephine Baker? And I was like, shit, it's Baker. I've got it written down as Baker. Why am I saying Barker?
I don't know. That could be for the outtakes, though. The Barker bits.
Yeah. I was planning on putting in the outtakes anyway. It's just... basically, I'm trying to tease them whenever I mention something like that I've taken out.
Yeah, teasing.
Yeah, it's called marketing, mate.
Ah, that's what it is it?
Try marketing sometimes. Yeah. Market yourself.
I do that anyway.
I don't market myself very well.
I'm on my bicycle marketing myself all the time.
On your bicycle?
Yeah. Well,
I don't even have to ride a bike. You are the bicycle.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay. To what?
Ending this thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I said, join us next week. And then we carried on.
Yeah, we really don't know when to end it, do we, sometimes? We do, but we just don't take our own hints.
Yeah. So I know I mentioned those things, saying that we might do them next week. Who the fuck knows what we're going to do next week? Sometimes we change it literally before we start recording. So literally, who knows? We may never touch upon Katherine Johnson, but we should, Matt. We should. She's interesting. Or Paul Jennings, but we should, Matt. We should, because he's interesting. We might just start doing some of Matt's topics, because if Timeless is over, I'm just done.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I have no reason to learn about history anymore.
It's going to be a shame.
Fuck it. Let's just do a murder next week. It seems easier. But then we feel bad, whereas these ones are heartwarming.
Yeah, yeah. But, a good old murder, can be quite
good old murder
sometimes.
Or an urban legend. We haven't done that in ages. Or a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. God, do you remember the reptilian
Conspiracy theories really bring the ratings.
Brings all the weirdos to our yard.
Oh, yes. I know the tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to say goodbye, because I have a life now, Matt, because you ditched me for so long. And I actually started socialising with people.
Who?
And now I can't stop.
Friends, really, Tarman?
Just people.
Really?
Like people other than you and Chris.
Really? I do not believe that.
Yeah, I know it sucks though now, because we started to do this again, so I want to stop hanging out with them, but when you start, you sort of can't just completely cut them out of your life.
Oh, don't I know that, God.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Fucking hate people.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Why can't I have Skype relationships with other people?
Yeah.
By the way, I've spent the past hour just drawing all over my foot and leg. I drew the Go Compare man on my foot.
Really? That's what you draw? Doodle on your feet?
Well, first I did a set of eyes and then I coloured them in and then they looked a bit like a moustache. So I decided to do the Go Compare man.
Wow. That's
that's what I do while we're recording.
That's who you're thinking of when you're doodling. The Go Compare.
Go compare, go compare, go compare, go compare.
Right, well, now I know who your fantasy man is.
If I actually met him, I'd want to punch him in the fucking face because of that song.
Mm.
Such a twat.
Yeah. On that positive note...
I bet he gets punched a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, we should
I think they did a whole advert of people trying to kill him at one point.
I think we should go, because most people don't know who we're talking about now.
No.
But we hope you enjoyed the life of Josephine Baker, because we did.
Yeah.
I think they should really make a movie about her. She seems interesting enough. Whereas we get movies about really, really boring people.
Yeah, I was very surprised that there wasn't one already about her.
Yeah. I mean, because... You know that movie Hacksaw Ridge that just came out?
Mm.
It is basically your average war movie. We've seen it 1,000,001 times. The only thing that makes it different is because the lead character in it, he didn't want to hurt people or murder or kill. That's like the only thing that made it set it apart from all the others, that it was still very samey. Whereas I think this, in the eyes of a woman who is it's basically espionage, spy work during World War II, that would have been so much more interesting. But obviously, like a black woman in the 20s, but getting a black woman a lead role in an American movie now is difficult. I don't think they're never going to do this, are they?
It's getting better, though. There was a couple of Oscar films had. There's the one
but that's because of last year.
Yeah, true.
Remember? Oscar So White?
Yeah.
Well, because of Moonlight and Fences. I don't really want to watch Fences. It doesn't appeal to me, but I want to watch Moonlight. I've got Moonlight ready to watch.
Was Fences the one about the NASA?
With Denzel Washington.
No, what was the one with the NASA women? The math, Hidden Figures. That's the one.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, people, if you haven't watched Passengers already, don't bother. Just don't.
What?
Because, I liked the trailer. I thought it was going to be a fun movie, but it turns out it's kind of wrong.
What's Passengers? You've lost me now.
Passengers. You know that movie with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence in space?
Yeah.
Don't watch it. It's such a disappointment.
Yeah, most films are these days.
Yeah. I try and go in with low expectations, though.
Yeah.
I want to watch that King Kong movie.
There's a new one coming out, is there?
Yeah. You didn't know about this?
No. I don't keep up with
But you don't like budget movies, do you?
Not really.
That have a budget?
No.
Fucking hell, how many times have we said goodbye?
Yeah. We have said goodbye a few times now.
I think we should actually say... we need to say goodbye.
Yeah, this is usually the conversation we have after the goodbye.
Yeah, I know. But we didn't expect that it would be so short.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this should really be our final goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye, and I'm actually turning off the recording, so goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.